This week on 3 Questions, we answer 3 questions. So basically what we do on a weekly basis is from the past week, we collate the questions that our audience and clients ask us in relation to digital marketing. And what I'll do is basically sum them up, pick the top 3 ones, and then answer them on a weekly basis. So let's get straight into it. The first question is, how do I lower my CPA in AdWords? So basically what that means is, how do I reduce the cost per desired action that I'm getting from AdWords? So CPA stands for cost per acquisition. Other names for it could be CPL or cost per lead, or CPS, cost per sale. And basically the way that you calculate this is dividing your cost by the number of desired actions that someone is taking on your, could be Facebook page, could be website, could be your Instagram page, whatever platform it may be. But basically it's your cost to market using that platform, and then divide it by the number of desired actions. So an example of this would be, you've got a landing page with a form that you want people to fill out in order for your business to generate a lead. So you would take your AdWords costs and divide that by the number of form fills from that particular AdWords campaign. So how do we lower this figure or metric? It's probably one of the most commonly optimized for metrics, because it's representative of how much you can acquire desired actions for the lowest price. So within AdWords, you have a variety of ways to decrease this. One of the most common ways is to manage your bids on keywords by increasing bids for keywords that are performing at your target CPA in order to maximize their potential. And then for keywords that are not achieving their targets in terms of your CPA, to reduce the bids for those. A lot of businesses make the same mistake as well. They don't set a CPA objective, which should be based on the revenue generated from a sale resulting from that particular version or lead. So CPA figures should always be calculated to have a target to aim for, and then the account and every decision you make within the AdWords account should be optimized for that particular CPA objective. The first one is bids. You can also manage time and day dimensions. If you find that on a Friday evening your performance for CPA is not doing very well, then you can think about reducing bids on that day, or removing advertising on that day completely, and then putting budgets out to other days which are performing against your CPA objective. Other things could be adding new keywords, adding negative keywords to then reduce spend on keywords that are not doing well for you. Additionally, you can do things like optimizing ad text as well, to ensure that you're always displaying the best ads possible against your CPA objective. In addition to that, you can run a whole bunch of split tests as well with different landing pages. So if you find that one landing page is not performing very well, or your website's not performing well, try driving people to a different page, different information, or perhaps laid out in a different way that might convert at a higher percentage. If you increase your conversion rate for those keywords and that traffic, you'll essentially drop your CPA objective. You can also optimize for devices. In AdWords, you can optimize for desktop, tablet, and mobile. So depending on how these devices play their part, someone's journey to then convert with your business, you can optimize for those devices too. So jumping into the second question, what we have is a question regarding negative reviews. So how to deal with negative reviews online. So, nothing is ever perfect. Businesses will at times attract negative reviews. And the best thing to do when handling these is not to stay silent and completely ignore it or try to take them offline, but rather tackle it head on. And what you want to do is to be able to take those, acknowledge that the negative reviews exist and that you're there and you're ready to help deal with them. But you want to try to bring the conversation, out of a public forum, let's say, and take it into a more one-on-one conversation with that person. So first, acknowledge the negative review. Second, know that, tell the person that you care, and you've set up a particular channel to be able to address whatever the negative review is about and ensure that you're dealing with these quickly and swiftly before it snowballs into a very, very large issue. And perhaps set up an email or a one-to-one channel where you can communicate with these people, hear them out, and then come up with a solution in order to squash these reviews as quickly as possible. In terms of, and that's a cure solution. So instead, what you want to do is you want to also prevent or mitigate future negative reviews. So things like social listening tools can play a very big part in this. So there's tons of social listening tools online, and what you would do is you would plug in your brand keywords, and therefore anytime there was any negative word associated with your brand, especially if there's a lot of data out there and a lot of conversations going on about your brand, you'll then pick up on it very quickly and be able to address those negative reviews where they exist on the platforms that they're on. So that would be our recommendation for dealing with negative reviews. And onto our third question. When we're talking about SEO or search engine optimization, one of the most common questions we get is, how long does it take for rankings to improve? Well, here again, it takes a lot of different factors into consideration. So things like your competitors, whether you're, how many other people are trying to rank for the same keyword, what's your outreach and link building activity like on a monthly basis, is your site relevant and optimized for SEO? But typically the time frame that we aim for to start delivering a positive ROI is 6 months and beyond. And for highly competitive industries, sometimes it can take beyond 12 months. But it really depends on, you can never really guess or forecast the results, because forecasting is just educated guessing, right? We can have a look at potentially after the first 3 months, the speed of increases over time, and then make a guesstimate as to the rate of increase as to how long we can potentially reach our objectives with organic traffic, organic conversions, keyword rankings. If we're to put a number out there, it would be 6 months plus, and then for low to medium competitive industries, and then 12 months plus for highly competitive industries. So you're talking about like insurance, you're talking about finance, and you're talking about hotels and the various other competitive industries that would go along in that list. So yes, it's very long term. It does take time. Just ensure that you're doing the best you can in terms of on-site and off-site activity, and also know that it will take a long time in order to manage your own expectations, your team's expectations, and be able to communicate that clearly to any stakeholders you have. So that's all for this week. If you like the videos, if we are providing any value to you any way possible, then please leave a comment with your own questions. Could be on our Facebook page, could be on our YouTube channel. Just leave a comment with a question and we'll pick it up and hopefully answer it in next week's video. Thank you.